What if the difference between living independently at 80 and needing help with everyday tasks comes down to just one thing? It's not genetics, it's not luck, it's leg strength. Here's the uncomfortable truth. After 60, you lose about 3% of your leg muscle mass every year if you don't actively work against it. That might not sound like much, but over a decade, that's 30% of your strength gone. And with it goes your ability to climb stairs, get up from the toilet, walk through the grocery store, or play with your grandchildren on the floor. But here's the empowering part. It doesn't have to be this way. You don't need a gym membership, expensive equipment, or the ability to do intense workouts. All you need is a sturdy chair and about 15 minutes a day. Today, I'm sharing 5 simple yet powerful chair exercises specifically designed to rebuild leg strength after 60. These aren't just random movements. Each one is backed by science, targets the muscles that matter most for daily independence, and can be done safely in your own home. We'll count down from exercise 5 to number 1, the most important movement you can do for your legs. Before we begin, drop your age and where you're watching from in the comments below. Let's build a community of people who refuse to let age define their strength. Now, let's get started. Exercise number 5, seated leg extensions. Let's start with a problem most people over 60 face but rarely talk about: weak quadriceps. These are the large muscles on the front of your thighs, and they're absolutely critical for standing up, walking, and climbing stairs. When they weaken, your knees take on extra stress, leading to pain, instability, and eventually, a fear of movement. Here's what happens. As your quads weaken, you start compensating with other muscles that weren't designed for the job. Your lower back kicks in, your hip flexors tighten, and suddenly you're dealing with a cascade of problems that all trace back to those weakened thigh muscles. According to a 2023 study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity, older adults with stronger quadriceps had 47% fewer knee-related complaints and were significantly less likely to develop osteoarthritis. Dr. Margaret Chen, a geriatric physical therapist at Johns Hopkins, explains, "The quadriceps act as shock absorbers for your knees. When they're strong, they protect the joint. When they're weak, every step becomes wear and tear." The seated leg extension is perfect for beginners because it isolates the quadriceps without putting pressure on your joints. It's controlled, safe, and incredibly effective. How to perform it the right way. Sit upright in a sturdy chair with your back supported and feet flat on the floor. Grip the sides of the chair for stability. Slowly straighten your right leg, lifting your foot until your leg is fully extended in front of you, parallel to the floor. Flex your foot, pointing your toes toward your shin to maximize muscle engagement. Hold this position for 2 to 3 seconds, focusing on squeezing the muscle on the front of your thigh. Lower your leg slowly back to the starting position over 3 seconds. Repeat for 10 to 12 repetitions, then switch to your left leg. Complete 3 sets on each leg, resting 30 seconds between sets. The benefit. This exercise rebuilds the foundational strength in your thighs, stabilizes your knees, and makes everyday movements like standing from a chair or walking upstairs feel easier and safer. Within 2 weeks of consistent practice, you'll notice improved control and less knee discomfort. Did you know? Research shows that even people in their 80s and 90s can build significant leg strength with consistent exercise. Age is not the limitation. Inactivity is. Exercise number 4, seated marching. Now let's address something that affects nearly everyone over 60, shortened, weakened hip flexors. These muscles, located at the front of your hips, are responsible for lifting your leg when you walk. When they weaken, your steps become shorter, shuffling replaces striding, and your risk of tripping skyrockets. The problem is compounded by how much time we spend sitting. Every hour you sit, your hip flexors shorten and tighten, creating a vicious cycle. Weakness leads to more sitting, which leads to more weakness. But here's the solution: seated marching. It might look simple, almost too simple, but don't be fooled. This movement retrains your hip flexors to lift your knees properly, which directly translates to better, safer walking. A 2024 study from the University of Michigan found that older adults who performed seated marching exercises for just 5 minutes daily improved their walking speed by 23% and reduced their risk of falls by 35% over 3 months. The reason? Stronger hip flexors mean higher knee lift, which means your foot clears obstacles more easily. Dr. Robert Hassan, a biomechanics researcher, puts it simply: if you want to walk confidently for the rest of your life, you need to train the muscles that lift your legs. Seated marching does exactly that. How to perform it the right way. Sit tall in your chair with your feet flat on the floor and hands resting on your thighs or gripping the chair for balance. Lift your right knee as high as comfortably possible, bringing your thigh toward your chest. Don't lean back. Keep your core engaged and spine straight. Lower your right foot back to the floor with control. Immediately lift your left knee in the same manner, creating a marching rhythm. Continue alternating legs for 30 to 60 seconds, maintaining a steady, controlled pace. Rest for 20 seconds, then repeat for 3 rounds. The benefit: seated marching strengthens your hip flexors, improves walking mechanics, and increases circulation in your legs. It also engages your core muscles, improving overall stability. Over time, you'll notice longer, more confident strides and less fatigue when walking longer distances. Here's a fun fact. In Japan, where chair exercises are part of daily senior wellness programs, participants who practiced seated marching showed measurable improvements in gait speed, equivalent to being 5 years younger functionally. Exercise number 3, chair squats. If there's one exercise that determines whether you'll live independently or need assistance as you age, it's the chair squat. This movement directly mimics sitting down and standing up, which you do dozens of times every day. Yet most people over 60 struggle with it because their leg muscles have weakened to the point where they rely on momentum, arm push-offs, or help from others. Here's the reality. The ability to stand from a seated position without using your hands is a clinical marker of longevity. Studies consistently show that people who can perform this movement maintain independence longer, have fewer hospitalizations, and report higher quality of life well into their 80s and 90s. According to groundbreaking research from Stanford University published in 2023, older adults who practiced chair squats 3 times weekly increased their leg strength by 52% in just 12 weeks. More importantly, 89% of participants reported feeling more confident in their daily activities, from gardening to traveling. Dr. Linda Petrov, a geriatric strength specialist, explains, "The chair squat isn't just an exercise. It's a functional movement pattern that trains your quads, glutes, hamstrings, and core all at once. Master this, and you master independence." How to perform it the right way. Stand in front of a sturdy chair with your feet shoulder-width apart, toes pointing slightly outward. Cross your arms over your chest to remove the temptation to push off with your hands. Keeping your chest lifted and core engaged, slowly push your hips back as if you're about to sit down. Lower yourself until your glutes lightly touch the chair, but don't actually sit. This is crucial. You're just tapping the seat. Immediately press through your heels and stand back up, squeezing your glutes at the top. That's 1 rep. Start with 8 to 10 repetitions, rest for 45 seconds, and complete 3 sets. The benefit: Chair squats build comprehensive leg strength, improve balance, and train the exact movement pattern you need for daily life. They strengthen your quads, glutes, hamstrings, and calves simultaneously while teaching your body proper mechanics. Within weeks, you'll find getting in and out of chairs, cars, and even the bathtub dramatically easier. There's also a powerful psychological benefit. Every successful squat is proof that your body is capable, strong, and improving. That confidence ripples into every area of your life. Shocking fact. Research shows that leg strength declines twice as fast as upper body strength after 60, making leg exercises not just important, but absolutely critical for healthy aging. Exercise number 2, seated calf raises. Let's talk about a muscle group that's often overlooked but absolutely essential, your calves. These muscles, located at the back of your lower legs, are your body's natural shock absorbers. They stabilize your ankles, power your push-off when walking, and play a crucial role in balance and fall prevention. Weak calves create a domino effect of problems. Your ankles become unstable, making uneven surfaces feel treacherous. Your balance suffers because you can't make those tiny adjustments that keep you upright. And your walking becomes flat-footed and inefficient, leading to fatigue and increased fall risk. A 2024 study from the Mayo Clinic found that older adults with stronger calf muscles had 41% better balance scores and were significantly less likely to experience ankle injuries from trips or missteps. The researchers concluded that calf strength is one of the most underrated factors in fall prevention. Dr. Stephen Park, a podiatrist specializing in senior foot health, emphasizes, "Your calves are the foundation of your mobility. Strong calves mean stable ankles, and stable ankles mean confident movement on any surface." The beauty of seated calf raises is that they're incredibly safe while being remarkably effective. You're building strength without any risk of losing your balance. How to perform it the right way. Sit upright in your chair with feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Place your hands on your thighs or hold the sides of the chair. Keeping your toes on the ground, slowly lift both heels as high as possible, rising onto the balls of your feet. You should feel a strong contraction in your calf muscles. Hold at the top for 2 seconds, really squeezing those calves. Lower your heels back down with control over 3 seconds. Perform 15 to 20 repetitions, rest for 30 seconds, and complete 3 sets. The benefit? Seated calf raises strengthen your lower legs, improve ankle stability, and enhance your ability to walk on varied terrain. They also improve circulation in your lower legs, which is especially important for preventing swelling and discomfort. You'll notice better balance, more spring in your step, and increased confidence navigating stairs, curbs, and uneven ground. Exercise number 1, seated hip abduction. Here's the number 1 exercise, and it might surprise you. It's not about the biggest muscles or the most obvious movements. It's about the muscles that keep you upright and stable with every single step, your hip abductors. These muscles, primarily the gluteus medius, sit on the outside of your hips. Their job is to keep your pelvis level when you're standing on one leg, which happens every time you take a step. When they're weak, your hips drop with each step, creating an unstable, waddling gait that dramatically increases fall risk. Here's the problem. Hip abductors weaken faster than almost any other muscle group after 60. And because the weakness develops gradually, most people don't notice until they've already experienced a near fall or actual fall. According to a landmark 2023 study from the Cleveland Clinic, weak hip abductors were the single strongest predictor of falls in adults over 65. Even more compelling, participants who strengthened these muscles through targeted exercises reduced their fall risk by an astounding 58% in just 8 weeks. Dr. Angela Torres, a physical therapist and balance specialist, calls hip abduction exercises the most important movement most people aren't doing. These muscles are your body's stabilizers. Without them, every step is a risk. How to perform it the right way. Sit tall in your chair with feet flat on the floor and hands resting on your thighs. Keeping your foot flexed and your leg straight, slowly lift your right leg out to the side as far as comfortable, about 6 to 12 inches off the floor. Don't lean to the opposite side. Keep your torso upright and core engaged. Hold for 2 seconds, feeling the contraction on the outside of your hip. Lower your leg slowly back to the starting position. Complete 12 to 15 repetitions, then switch to your left leg. Perform 3 sets on each side, resting 30 seconds between. The benefit: this single exercise transforms your balance, stabilizes your walking, and dramatically reduces fall risk. It strengthens the exact muscles responsible for keeping you upright when you're on one leg. Beyond safety, you'll notice improved posture, less hip pain, and a more confident, fluid walking pattern. This is the exercise that keeps you moving independently for decades to come. Here's your complete chair workout for leg strength. Warm up, 2 minutes. Seated ankle circles, 10 each direction per foot, and gentle knee lifts. Exercise 5, seated leg extensions. 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps per leg. Exercise 4, seated marching. 3 rounds of 30 to 60 seconds. Exercise 3, chair squats. 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Exercise 2, seated calf raises. 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps. Exercise 1, seated hip abduction. 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps per leg. Cool down, 2 minutes. Seated forward fold and gentle leg stretches. Perform this routine 3 to 4 times per week, allowing at least 1 rest day between sessions. Consistency is everything. Conclusion: building leg strength after 60 isn't about turning back time. It's about reclaiming your future. Every rep you complete is an investment in your independence, your confidence, and your ability to live life on your terms. These 5 exercises aren't complicated, but they're transformative. They meet you where you are and take you where you want to be, stronger, steadier, and more capable. The chair isn't a limitation, it's a tool that makes these life-changing movements accessible to everyone. Start with what you can do today. Maybe that's just 1 set of each exercise. That's perfect. Progress isn't about perfection, it's about showing up consistently and trusting the process. Your legs will respond, your body will adapt, and your life will change. Try this routine for 2 weeks and come back to tell us what's different. Share this video with someone who needs to hear that it's never too late to get stronger. Because it's not. Your strongest years can still be ahead of you. Your legs are ready to carry you forward. All they need is your commitment. Let's do this together. See you in the next one.